Hi, I'm Jonathan Lee from Portland.org and welcome to the Lexus LC500, a two-door luxury coupe designed to show what Lexus is truly made of. Now the LC isn't really a replacement for the LFA. That was a carbon fiber V10 powered supercar. Think of it more as a rival to the Aston Martin DB11 and the Maserati Gran Turismo. And it's priced to match, 940,000 ringgit. That's a lot of money. So, is this Lexus really deserving of your 1 million ringgit? We're going to put it to its paces to find out. Let's get one thing straight. This is a stunning car. The design was first shown as a concept car at the 2012 Detroit Auto Show, and people loved it so much that Lexus decided, screw the bean counters, we're building this thing. And why wouldn't you? It's long and low, mean and yet elegant at the same time. Then you got details like this cascading spindle grille with this chrome trim and a mesh that stretches as it goes down. Then you got those massive 21-inch polished alloy wheels. Around the side you have these chrome blades that were inspired by Japanese katanas. And the roof, that's not glass, that's carbon fiber. Moving on to the back, you see these huge haunches that stick out so far you can actually see them in the side mirrors. These taillights, they have mirrors in them, so they look like they're reflected into infinity. And this boot spoiler pops up at speeds of up to 80 kilometers an hour, but remains hidden otherwise. One thing though, you see these chrome tailpipes? They're not connected to anything. If you look through them, you see these little pipes that stick out. Otherwise, this car is absolutely gorgeous. It's the same story in here as well. There's a riot of curves and finishes, and yet somehow it all just works, even in this full tan color scheme that covers everything, not just the seats. You've also got quite a sporty feel in here. You sit very low in these body-hugging seats surrounded by this cockpit-like cabin, and yet the low cowl and the big windows give you a great view out. It's not all perfect though. The infotainment system is controlled using this touchpad that is so sensitive, you really have to stop by the side of the road and use it, otherwise you'd crash. Also, there's not a lot of storage space in the cabin. The boot is just 197 liters big and the rear seat space is tiny. I'm not even going to bother climbing the back of that, it's so small. But you won't care about any of that because it all just looks and feels so expensive in here. Everything is covered in leather and Alcantara, and it all just feels like it's built to last. There's also quite a lot of kit as standard, including heated and cooled seats, blind spot monitoring, and a 13-speaker Mark Levinson sound system, although we do get none of the driver assists that are found in other markets. Like the LFA, the LC has a digital instrument cluster with a center ring that can do all kinds of tricks, such as moving the entire rev counter to the side for you to access your music and even a G meter. There are 3 display modes depending on the driving mode that you're in. There's Normal, Sport, that gives you bigger numbers, and Sport Plus that turns the whole dial white. Now if you look through there, you'll see that it's done 5 kilometers per litre. So let's hear what burning all that fuel sounds like. That sound comes from a 5-litre direct injected, naturally aspirated V8 from the GSF and makes 470 horsepower and 540 Nm of torque. All that is sent to the rear wheels through a 10-speed automatic transmission with magnesium paddle shifters. Underneath, the LC rides on Lexus' new luxury platform designed to provide a low center of gravity and uses steel, aluminium and carbon fiber in its construction. There's multi-link front and rear suspension with double ball joints for greater precision, and you also get adaptive dampers, variable gear ratio steering, active rear steering and a limited slip differential. With that out of the way, let's go for a drive, shall we? Let's go through the important numbers first. This car goes from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 4.4 seconds, and flat out, you'll hit 270 kilometers an hour. But those figures only tell you half the story. This engine is creamy smooth, and it revs and revs and revs all the way to 7,300 RPM. The throttle response is instant, and the transmission is really quick when you get up on it. You just go through the gears like that. Bam, bam, bam. And just listen to the noise. Obviously, this car is very, very fast, but it's not the fastest thing out there. Mercedes AMG GTS would just eat this thing for breakfast, but I don't care. You just keep wanting more and more and more. And that's not all. The steering is immediate. Just point it anywhere you want to go, and the car just follows. There's a little bit of body roll, but it just soaks up all the bumps and imperfection. It feels solid and stable. It really does feel like you can push this thing harder and harder. And yet when you just want to cruise along, put in comfort, go up a few gears, it just becomes quiet and civilized. All that noise coming from the engine, that's just gone now. You just get a little bit of road noise coming to the cabin. Yes, the ride is a little firm, but it's also comfortable and supple. It really does feel like a car that you could just eat the kilometers in. But of course, all you have to do is just drop a few gears. To sum up then, the Lexus LC500 is a very, very capable car. More than that, however, Lexus has moved away from giving you more and more horsepower and has delivered a car that hits all the right notes. It's a feast for all your senses. Now obviously, there are cars that are much, much faster than this, but they become so focused with the numbers that you really have to drive them really, really quickly to feel like you're getting your money's worth. This, the LC, is a car to make you feel special in, even in a traffic jam. Forget having to justify its price tag. I think it's the bargain of the century. Well done, Lexus. This is Jonathan Lee from PaulTime.org signing off. Thank you for watching.